How to license SpreadJS in your web application. In this video, we will discuss the licensing options and demonstrate how to create and apply the SpreadJS distribution license key. SpreadJS is licensed per developer and deployed hostname. A developer license is required for each developer working with SpreadJS. The perpetual developer license includes 1-year maintenance, which grants you access to major and minor releases, and unlimited technical support for 1 year. A SpreadJS Desktop Designer app license, enabling developers or designers to create JavaScript spreadsheets effortlessly using a local visual spreadsheet designer application, no coding needed. And 1 non-production deployment license for testing, staging, or QA environments with a 90-day expiration. An annual hostname deployment license is needed for each separate production hostname SpreadJS is deployed on. The pricing for the hostname deployment license depends on whether your application is for internal, non-commercial, or commercial use, and on the number of deployed hostnames. Internal, non-commercial use is defined as an application that will be used for internal or external purposes where the end user will not be charged to access the services. Commercial and/or SaaS use is defined as an application that is used where the end user or companies will be charged to access the services. Before you can deploy a SpreadJS application, developers must register their hostnames and generate the hostname distribution key. If you are trialing SpreadJS, you can skip generating this key and instead request a 30-day evaluation key by emailing our sales team at us.sales@meshius.com. After purchasing, users can find the developer and distribution licenses listed under the associated Meshius account on the My Licenses page. Click the Create Distribution Key action item next to the SpreadJS deployment license option. Register the hostname to which you plan to deploy SpreadJS by clicking the Add a Hostname button. Once the hostname is registered, select it and click the Generate Distribution Key button. Notice a long string key is now shown directly below. Copy the long string distribution key to your clipboard, ensuring that you do not make any changes. Within the SpreadJS application, set the long string distribution key, ensuring there are no spaces or line breaks, using license key method before creating a new workbook instance. Notice the license not found license error is no longer showing, and you can immediately interact with the workbook. SpreadJS offers optional add-on deployment packages to grant additional specialized functionality to developers and their users, including the Designer Ribbon component, pivot tables, Gantt chart sheet, report sheet, and data charts. Like SpreadJS, the add-on pricing is based on the number of host names to which it will be deployed. The annual pricing varies based on internal, non-commercial, or commercial use. The Designer Ribbon component is the only add-on that has its own separate distribution license key. The licensing for the other optional add-ons is enabled through the deployment license for both SpreadJS and the Designer component. If you have purchased the Designer Ribbon add-on, you can create this separate distribution key on the My Licenses page under the Distribution Licenses section. Add the expected hostname and generate the distribution key. The key can then be copied to your clipboard. Apply the generated Designer component distribution key immediately after the SpreadJS key using the Designer's license key method. Both the SpreadJS workbook and Designer component instances are now licensed on page load. Once the page is refreshed, the components can be used to interact with each other. Users can also evaluate SpreadJS locally using localhost without a distribution license and have access to all of the spreadsheet features. During local evaluation, a watermark will appear in the bottom right corner of the spreadsheet. If using the Designer ribbon component, a license tab will also be visible. Common license key errors include the invalid license key and the license not found error. Errors can be seen either in the SpreadJS workbook instance or, if you are using the Designer ribbon add-on, within the ribbon bar space. License not found error. The license not found error is typically seen when users either do not set a license key or they set the license key after the component instance is already initialized. As seen here, the license key is set after the workbook constructor. Be sure to move it before that line, and this license error will no longer be seen. Invalid license key. An invalid license key error occurs when using the wrong key or if the distribution key has been altered. A version mismatch can also cause this error, meaning the version of the distribution key doesn't match the installed SpreadJS version. Ensure the key is unmodified and correct for that specific version. For further SpreadJS licensing help, reach out to our customer support team. Visit developer.meshius.com/support/contact.